Felt his wrist burning.
What?
Several ghosts are haunting it.
Possessed.
Hello listeners and welcome to my first podcast episode. I'm Mads and in this podcast I'll be talking about all of what's in the topic of paranormal. Paranormal is a very interesting topic to many people because it takes place in the debate of what happens after death. Many people believe that after you die you become a spirit, also known as a ghost. The same people believe that the spirits can roam around the earth just like we do and haunt people. Because there is no accurate scientific research of the paranormal is real, all people have different views on what they think of the paranormal. Some people think limbo is real. Limbo is known as a stage between life and death, and it's where spirits go after they die before they move on. However, some don't believe in limbo, and some believe that we stay on this planet as a ghost in afterlife. Personally, I'm not sure if I believe either of these. I'm quite sceptical when it comes to the paranormal, however I do believe there's something out there, as some experiences can't be explained. In this episode I'll be interviewing a ghost hunter. Her name is Angela and she's been back and forth through the UK to hunt for any sign of the paranormal. She's been featured in the occasional YouTube video of different ghost hunts with some ghost hunting YouTubers and multiple small ghost hunting groups over time, which she still takes part in. She started to ghost hunt when she was a teenager with her best friend to this day, Catherine, who she first met in university as they were studying towards becoming nurses. Since the start of her ghost hunting journey, she's been to haunted hotels, morgues, old castles, streets, pubs and prisons. In this interview, we talk about all the different topics within ghost hunting and some advice on doing it yourself. Ghost hunting first began in the 19th century when scientific pursuit in the paranormal came along. People believe that ghost hunting dates back to the Victorian era because of their strong beliefs in life after death. Ghost hunting became popular in the 19th century due to the rise of technology, especially in radios and telegraphs. Scientists started to wonder that if we could speak to one another on radios, we may be able to speak to ghosts. Ghost hunting was on the rise in the 80s and onwards as people got their hands on ghost hunting equipment. In the 80s and 90s, film was also gaining popularity. In these years, many paranormal horror movies were released. Because of these paranormal films, people started to get curious and decide to do their own ghost hunting. The whole history of the paranormal leads up to here, where I'll be interviewing ghost hunter Angela Walters. Do you have any interest in the paranormal?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like watching things with paranormal stuff. I like the interest in paranormal stuff. I like listening to people talk about paranormal stuff and all that.
Yeah, they're all right.
I think there's something in it.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the mysteries. You can't get round it somehow.
Good afternoon, Angie. How have you been?
Good, thank you.
Okay, well, we'll start it off with the first question. What's it like being a ghost hunter?
It can be interesting and exciting, especially if something occurs that you can't explain. But it can also be quiet and tedious at times if there's no activity. It can be cold and uncomfortable depending on the time of the year that you do it, as a lot of supposedly haunted locations are quite exposed to the elements.
Yeah? What do you usually do on ghost hunts then?
We do call outs to see if we get any noises back, any response. I've used the Ouija board and I've done table tipping and used the ghost voice box.
And where do you usually do ghost hunts?
It's various reportedly haunted locations such as castles, pubs, houses and prisons.
Yeah. Who do you usually ghost hunt with then?
I usually go with friends and the husband. I've only really done hunts with an organised group that you pay. The groups can be quite large, which has disadvantages because you're with strangers in large groups and you don't know what their intentions are. They could be making various noises or pushing the planchette on the Ouija board.
Yeah. What was your favourite place you've done a ghost hunt?
So it's probably Newsham Park Hospital in Liverpool. It's an abandoned orphanage and then later a hospital. Yes, that's quite interesting, quite a large location.
Did you get any experiences there then?
Not a great deal, I must admit, but there is something about going round old abandoned buildings. I quite like looking round.
Yeah. What was your least favourite place to do a ghost hunt then?
Probably 30 East Drive in Pontefract. I think it's been quite built up and become very commercialised. It generates a lot of money for the owner, and nothing actually happened when I went there.
Yeah, where was it then? Like, what building was it?
It's in an old council house in
Oh.
Pontefract.
Yeah. So, I know you said before, but what kind of equipment do you use in ghost hunts?
So I use Ouija board, tables for table tipping, EMF meters which pick up invisible electromagnetic fields and fluctuations, which some believe indicates the presence of energy of a spirit, and ghost voice boxes which scan through at AM radio frequency, and sounds from ghosts and spirits would be picked up while the device is scanning the stations. If a location was haunted, then the voices can be heard mixed in with the white noise.
Yeah. Do you have any favourite equipments then to use?
I quite like the Ouija board, although you don't always get a response from that, but it's quite interesting.
What paranormal experiences have you faced?
Not many, to be honest. I tend to look for logical explanations to certain incidents. I did once, when I was at Woodchester Mansion in Gloucester, I did have a strong sense that I was being followed when I was walking up a set of stairs. It's quite a strange feeling. I've never really felt it again. It just felt quite foreboding, but subjective. I have no evidence of it, just how I felt at the time.
To what extent do you believe in ghosts or spirits?
I'm very much on the fence. I like to think that ghosts exist, and I'm open to the possibility. But a lot of things can be debunked. I don't think that we're supposed to know about the afterlife, otherwise there'd be more overwhelming proof.
Yeah. Do you believe in different types of ghosts, such as poltergeists?
Yeah, I believe in poltergeists and spirits and the stone tape theory, which suggests that inanimate materials like stone can absorb and record high emotion or traumatic energy, acting a bit like a magnetic tape, so the recordings are replayed and manifesting as non-interactive residual hauntings. It's quite interesting, that concept.
Yeah. Why do you think ghosts interest you so much?
I think it's the unknown, something we can't explain, and I do find it comforting to consider an afterlife when we are reconnected with lost loved ones.
Yeah. What ghost hunting locations are on your bucket list?
I'd like to do the Nantwich Secret Nuclear Bunker, and there's a location called 39 De Grey Street in Hull. I'd like to visit those at some point.
Yeah. What do you think of popular haunted locations?
I'm quite cynical about popular locations, as you have to consider if they are just money-making ventures. As I mentioned previously, 30 East Drive, that had a movie made about its apparent haunting, and I believe the writer and the producer of the movie bought the house, and he makes somewhere like £300 to £450 a night just renting it out to ghost hunters. So that makes it a bit cynical to me.
Yeah. Do you believe in any of the paranormal stories, such as the Amityville House?
I think there is some truth to stories like the Amityville. How much of it is real is questionable. Over time, I think stories have been massively exaggerated and dramatised purely to make money.
Yeah. And lastly, do you think the paranormal is different from how it's presented in media?
I think paranormal stories portrayed in the media, like in film and documentaries, I always take with a pinch of salt. there's so many variables to consider with people's accounts, and their accounts are subjective. And I think with the rise of AI use, I think we'll be seeing a lot more supposedly paranormal events on things like CCTV and photographs that are completely fabricated, which is a shame, really.
Yeah, it is. Right, well, thank you.
Thank you.
See you. There was a day, it must have been 2 years ago, where I was home alone. I had music playing on my Alexa and I went to take a shower. When I came back to my room, the music had been turned off and my TV was switched on. Me and my mum tried to think of every possible answer as to why this happened, but we came to no conclusion, as there is no possible way my TV could turn on without anyone pressing the on button on the remote. A while ago in 2023, I did go on a ghost hunt with Angela, and I have to say it was really interesting. What I found interesting about it all was the equipment. There are many ghost hunters out there, and every ghost hunter has their own collection of equipment to use. I noticed that Angela had quite a bit of equipment, including an EMF reader, a thermometer, some torches, a microphone and a Ouija board. People who ghost hunt usually use these equipment because it's believed that if you get near a ghost, the temperature drops and EMF readers react to them. After the ghost hunt, she sent me the sound recordings we had taken while doing the ghost hunt, and we caught a slight whisper in the background that we couldn't pick up at the time. Well, that went really well, and I think Angie enjoyed it too. That interview was really eye-opening, and I hope you all find it interesting. I find the paranormal so mysterious, and I can't wait to continue this podcast and dive straight into all the different aspects of spirits. I really feel like I can go ghost hunting now, and I hope you all do too. Look out for my other podcast episodes that will be released weekly every Friday night as we make our way towards Halloween Day, where I'll be releasing a special episode where I'll be diving straight into the cases of Ed and Lorraine Warren. Next week, I'll be interviewing Sophie Gaisford on what she thinks of the paranormal and what it's like growing up with parents who ghost hunt. I hope you all have an amazing, thrilling weekend. See you next time.
But they're not. The table's moving.
Please, could you try to communicate with us?
Come on, you heard that?
No, I didn't hear that.